If you're feeling really tired, you can always come in with your bolster if you wanted to, and you could just hug into your bolster for a few minutes, so the bolster's right into you, and then you can just let the spine lengthen. And we can always hug into our bolster, and this is a nice version of child, which is nice, supportive, and a nice relaxing restorative version. So, you know, always have that option of make child pose work for you. Knees could be together, and the arms could be long. And then extended child pose if you want to stretch out the spine first. And it's always nice to feel our way into our practice. So we can always roll, rock. Whether we're on our back, if also another version of child pose, if our knees aren't so good, we can always come onto our back and draw our knees in, do like a reverse kind of child pose by drawing the head to the knees. It's all about grounding. So traditional child poses with the legs together and the arms by the side of the body and the forehead connecting to the earth. So if we find that our bottom is high up, we could put something under our bottom. We could put a cushion or a folded blanket or something, just so we feel relaxed. And also if the head doesn't come down, we can always use a cushion underneath or our arms, or we could stack our fists. So just move through all the different options just to find where you want to be. If we do have this wide kneed version, then it's nice stretch into the hips and into the thighs. So just find what feels good for you. Moving, relaxing. Let the spine lengthen. And then when we decide to pause in any of these positions, take a nice long breath in and a nice long breath out. As you breathe in, feel that base connection to the earth, or our lower bandha, mula bandha, base chakra. Just feel the energy around the tail of the spine, around the hips, the glutes. Breathe into the lowest vibration through all the chakras, all the little energy vortexes. Maybe tune into a colour here, maybe a red colour. Whatever colour resonates with you. We're slowly going to come onto all fours just to ease out the spine in our cat-cow. So just coming up, putting any padding we need under our knees. We want our hands under our shoulders, knees under our hips. So a nice strong structure, supportive structure. As we gaze back, make sure the feet are out of view so they're in line with the knees. Feel the fingertips spreading nice and wide, gripping the fingertips, so draw the energy up through the palm of the hands. Make sure the inner elbows face towards each other. And on the exhale, we're going to tuck the tail under. So not rushing here, nice slow stretching around the spine. Really feel the shoulder blades rounding up to the sky. And as the shoulder blades round up, we find the head dropping down, chin coming to the chest. Breathe all the breath out. So we're engaging all the bandhas, all the locks here. So Uddiyana bandha, as the tail tucks under, drawing it for the perineum pelvic floor. Tummy buttons drawing in, squeezing the tummy button in. And then the chin lock, Jalandhara bandha. And on the inhale, tail goes up, tummy softens, and we lift the chin away from the chest. Breathing all the breath in. Exhale, tuck the tail, connecting on Mula Bandha, tummy in, Uddiyana Bandha, and chin, Jalandhara Bandha. Locking all the energy in, all the locks. Breathing out anything we don't need, squeeze the breath out. And then inhale, tail softens up, tummy softens, ribs soften. If you've got a bad back, don't let the tummy drop down, keep a nice neutral spine. Inhale, lift the chin up to the sky, shoulders roll back. And exhale, so just a few times, tuning in to each vertebrae as we move slowly, slowly. And if you find any sticky areas, we can pause and stretch that area out, breathe that area out. So we can always engage our Ujjayi, close the back of our throat and hear that soft ocean breeze. Helps us land into the pose. So just tuning into that flowing second chakra around the tummy, female energy, warm, maybe a warm orange colour, a slightly higher resolution, more of a watering, flowing sensation here. You might start to feel you want to move the hips in a circular way, and the spine, the ribs, the waist, little bend in the elbows if we need. Really feel stretch the back body. Again, any problem with our back, don't let our tummy drop down too much, keeping a nice control around the tummy area. We can change direction. And as we move here, maybe come onto the back of the hands, just to stretch the top of the hands. If it feels painful or doesn't feel healthy, then not doing this. If it feels a good idea. Coming back onto our palms. Slide your hands slightly forward. We're going to draw a figure of 8. So take the head over to the left hand, over to the right. And then take the nose to the left knee, at the bottom drop down. Nice long figure of 8. Just let the body swirl and move. Exhaling back, inhaling forward. Let the body move in any direction, so change if you need to change direction. So we feel a nice stretch, the hips come to the side. Nice stretching out for the hips, the waist, the ribs. And just let the head move in its own way. Just don't put any tightness into the neck. Move. And we don't have to be rigid in our approach. We can change in any way. We can come back to cat and cow. We can circle the body. Just feel that creative energy flowing here. Tuning into what your body needs. Just want to stretch the knees out. So as you come forward, tuck the toes. Keep the knees bent. Push the bottom back and lift the knees up so the body's resting against the thighs. And then lengthen one leg. Heel down to the earth. And then change. Just ease out the knees. Stretching for the calves, thighs, the shoulders. Feel the shoulders rolling away from the ears. Tummy still drawing in, protect the spine. Fingers spread nice and wide, distribute the weight. And then drop the knees down and pushing the bottom back. So we're going to move through our salutation in Sari. So we're going to inhale, use the thighs to round the spine, lift the spine up, the arms come out to the side, lift the arms up. Palms kissing, and then open the heart. Inhale, palms come together. Exhale, hands down to the third eye, to the heart, sitting on the heels. Let the hands slide away. Inhale up onto the knees, bend the elbows towards the body, rocking down. Tuck the toes, pushing back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Drop the knees, flatten the feet or keep the toes tucked. I like keeping my toes tucked. And then inhaling up onto our knees. Arms kissing. Open our heart. Salutation to our day. We're going to move through the salutation in Sari in our own time. As we move through this salutation, just thinking about what it is we want to feel today, what we want most to feel. It might be strong or balanced, healthy, peaceful, whatever it is, mulling over as we move through this, what we want to feel. Downward facing dog, plank, maybe dropping halfway down, then drop the knees, push back. Extended child, use the thighs to lift the arms up to the sky. Open the heart. Salutation, hello to our day, beautiful day. As the palms come together, thinking about what it is we want most need. I am, I choose. Coming down to the third eye, pause. I choose to be healthy, well, strong, balanced, whatever it is. Down to our heart. I am however I want to feel. Bottom down, arms long. Up onto our knees. Bend the elbows. And downward facing dog. Forward to plank. Drop the knees. Pushing back. So whatever feels right for you, make this your flow. Just don't think about it, just moving, breathing as one. Down dog, plank, half plank, drop knees, flatten feet into a back bend, then pushing back into extended child. Inhale, rising and lifting. Open our heart to the day. Beautiful day. If you need to pause at any time in child pose, please do. Going as fast or as slow as feels good for you. Maybe if we come onto all fours, maybe bend the elbow, the heart down, the chin down, keep the bottom high and then slide forward into our back bend, Bhujangasana. And tuck toes, push knees back, and down dog. Plank, half plank, Chaturanga Dandasana. Drop knees back into our back bend, so knees can be on the ground, or we can lift up the knees into Urdhva Mukha Shavasana, upward facing dog. And dropping back. So we want to pause any of these poses for a few breaths. Please do. Kind of lose yourself in the flow of energy. Just feeling, not thinking, moving and breathing. We're going to pause in down dog for 5 breaths. you want to enjoy down dog, just feel your way into down dog, you can do. Or hold in plank. Move this a couple more times and then pause. So a couple more times and then pause, either in down dog or child, depending on how our energy's feeling. So tuning in how we're feeling on all levels. All those little koshas, how the physical body, the energy body, the emotional body, and the thinking mind body, just what we want to do. Just a couple more times. Noticing if we're holding the breath. Breathing out. Let go of anything we don't need. Last time, and then either rest in child, any version of child, or rest in downward facing dog. So just what feels right for you. Inhaling, exhaling. You want to carry on longer if you're feeling really good and you're really getting into that flow of energy. Just always a suggestion. Whatever I say is always a suggestion. So it's just what feels right for you. Yoga's all about tuning in to you and all the layers of you, the physical you, bones, the skin, the organs, the emotional you, thinking mind, what we call the ego, what we think of our poses, and then also the energy. And then we do come to rest. If we're in our down dog, just check through the fingers, the shoulders running away from the ears. Tummy drawing in if we're in our downward facing dog. Checking in with our spine. Our knees. Ankles. And our feet. And then if we're in our child pose, noticing if we want to be in more of a balasana, traditional child with the knees together and the body resting on the thighs. Forehead connected to the earth or sitting under the head. Or if the knees a little bit wider or even really wide. Wherever we are, take a nice long deep breath in and a nice long deep breath out. And just settle into the sensations. Feel that life energy vibrating around the body. And just let everything release. The shoulders relaxing from the ears. The shoulder blades rolling down the back. And just feel held and supported. And come back to your sankalpa, your focus. I am, I choose. And let the words just drop in. Like pebbles in a lake. And feel the energy rolling out. We're going to very slowly come back onto all fours. Going to warm into our hips. So we're going to come back onto all fours, hands on the shoulders, knees under the hips. In fact, bring the knees together. I'm going to lift the left knee. So we're in the moment is that we're in our full moon, our super full moon, our strawberry moon. So we're starting with our left, our female side, our quiet, still side. Just going to really move the knee, feeling into the hip, nice and slowly. You bring the knee to the nose and then breathe out, and then lengthen on the breath in. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthening. And nice and slowly, in your own breath rhythm, just feeling the knee. You can move it in a circular or figure of 8 shape, or knee to the nose, mixing it up, feeling in. Ground that knee and bring that to the right knee. So pick the right knee up and circle or figure of 8, feeling in. Now we're going to bring the right foot forward into a low lunge. So we're just going to bring the fingertips to the ground. So if we've got blocks, we can bring blocks underneath either side of our feet, this foot. And then we can either keep the back knee on the ground or we can lift it up. And just maybe move that right leg forward and backward, just very gently moving forward and backward. So ideally we'd have blocks under our hands or supports to bring the earth up so we have a nice long spine. And then maybe as we come forward this time, let the knee stay over the front heel. Maybe bring the hands onto that right knee. And maybe lift the arms, open our heart to the sky. Let the shoulders roll down the back. This back leg nice and straight. Heel is still lifted unless you want to ground it. Bring the hands behind the back, open the heart. And then bring the heart forward, lift the arms. You want to bring your body on the inside of the leg. If you want to, you can do. I've got my body resting on my thigh. But if you want to bring the body on the inside, you can do. And then bring the hands down in front. I'm going to stand on this right leg. So again, if you've got a stool or you've got blocks or something, you can bring the ground up. And the back toes could stay on the ground, or we can lift them in line with the hips. When you feel a bit strong, if you've got it available, you could bend the right knee a little bit. And we can always bring the hands to the heart centre. We'll start with one hand to the heart, the other hand. I haven't got that in me today, but if you have, enjoy. And I'm going to drop the back foot down. I'm going to come back down into down dog. Pause in down dog, shoulder roll away. Make sure the neck is nice and relaxed. And then drop the knees down. And step the left foot forward. Use our hand to bring it forward inside these two fingers, these two hands. Make sure the front knee is over the ankle. And either stay here or lift the back knee. Just make sure the feet are at a distance where you feel the energy is supported and centered. Maybe bring the hands onto the knee. And again, just readjust if you need. Arms to the sky, open our heart. If you want to stay down on the ground, that's where you're working, great. You may not get as much by coming up here. You might think you get more being down with the knee on the ground, with the hands on the earth. Bring the hands behind the back into lock. Bring the body forward, bowing down to our day. Lift the arms to the sky. And bring the hands down, bring the back foot forward, either keep the back toes on the ground or lift them up. Maybe feel a lightness to the fingers, a little bend in the standing knee. Bring one hand to the heart. Maybe both hands to the heart. Maybe the hand on stay on the ground. So make of this what feels right for you. Brilliant. And then drop that foot down, ground the hands, and down dog. So either pause in downward facing dog or drop the knees to child. It's just what feels right for you. Come into a low lunge again. So right foot comes forward, drop the back knee. I'm going to bring the right foot out to the side a little bit. So both hands are on the inside. Again, we can use our bolster under our elbows. So we can keep this right foot grounded, or because we're moving towards pigeon pose, you can always just rock onto the outside of this right foot. So the knee tips out to the side. If you want to keep the foot grounded, that's okay. So a little play, what we'd like to do. If you have got a bolster, you may want to let the body come down to rest onto it, and then the forearms maybe can be on the ground. Or you might want to keep the arms long. If you haven't got a bolster, you want to stay the arms long. So have a little play. It's really strong stretch into our hips. So if it feels at all painful, you can feel free always just to ease out. Take the weight back into that back knee and let the front leg lengthen, and then come back in. Feel your way into the pose. Slow breath in and slow breath out. We want to add a little twist into this. We always bring the right arm around the back. A little twist of the body. Maybe with our hands on our back, we can just give a little massage into our kidney area or our adrenal energy area. Bring the warmth back in, bring the energy back in. Just make sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed. Maybe lift the arms to the sky. And I'm going to bring the hand down. I'm going to come into a pigeon pose. So if you want to use a bolster or some cushions under this left hip, we can do. And if you know your right knee is not good, Carol, you can come onto your back. I'll just demonstrate coming onto your back because it's still the same stretch, still stretching the hip flexors, but the weight isn't on the knee, so it's much kinder on our right knee. And it might feel better for our right hip as well. So we'll just show this is on our back. So if you know you're going okay to go into pigeon, go there. Just demonstrating, you can come here if having the weight on the knee and the hip today isn't good. So we can come into this kind of a wee pull. I mean, you don't have to lift the foot even if you feel a stretch with the left foot on the ground, then that can stay there. And if it feels okay, lift the thigh and use the right elbow to push the right thigh away and thigh away. So this could be your stretch, and the head can always come towards the knee. Just make sure the shoulders stay nice and relaxed. And that way is where you can be if coming forward into pigeon isn't good for you today. So if coming into pigeon's okay, or your knee and hip's okay, come forward. And that we can keep the calf under the thigh, so we can stay here. Or if it feels okay, we can bring the foot over towards the left thigh and the knee comes to the right a little bit, and we slide the left leg back. So just checking that this left leg is in line with the hip. Mine always kind of goes out a little bit to the side. So we can always do that. If you want to stay nice and high for a little bit, we can stay high. Just bringing the hands either side of the front leg. And if you want to have a little more of a stretch on the back thigh, you could always bend the back knee. And you could always bring the foot to the thigh or a belt if you wanted to. So a bit more of a stretch on this left hip. Ease out any tightness. Don't force anything. Don't think you have to go into the pose. Feel your way in. You can always lift the front hand if you've got balance. But no rushing. When you're ready, release the back leg. Readjust the front knee if we need. And maybe slowly coming down. Again, we can use our bolster or cushions to come in slowly. So we can just let the body be supported, the upper body supported, where we just find our way here. Make sure this front knee feels healthy and well. Anything going on with this front knee, just make sure we flex the foot, engage the muscles, protects the knee. Maybe let the body be supported on the bolster. Want a nice equal balance to the hips. If you want to put any cushions underneath the hips to find that balance, we can do. Well, it feels okay, coming down on the forearms. You can rest the head on the forearms. You can come all the way down. If you come all the way down, we can always turn the head towards the right knee. Again, just so you can find balance on the hips. If you find we're rolling more to the left hip, always put cushions or kind of support underneath that hip. I've got bony feet, so I'm going to put my blanket under my foot. So stay here for as long as feels nice. So when you feel ready to come out, just in your own time, walk the hands back, let the weight come onto that bent knee side, and then bring the hands behind the body and just allow the legs to lengthen. So don't rush if you're in a really lovely place. It's just when you feel you need to come out, just let the legs lengthen. Very slowly bend the knees. They're not rushing anywhere, just feeling into the body, feeling the sensations. And then we're going to come back onto downward facing dog or onto all fours. Just to ease the legs out a bit more, give another stretch. Feeling what it feels like either side of the body. So is there any difference? If you want to move through a little vinyasa flow where we move from down dog to plank, to half plank, to an upper back bend, and then back again, you can do. Don't feel you have to do this one way. And then when you're ready and there's no rush, we're going to find that lunge onto the side. So we can drop the right knee and step the left foot forward. And we can just walk the foot out to the left. Just make sure the knee is over the ankle. And then we can slide the back knee away. So we get a nice stretch on the right thigh. We can stay just here. Or we can bring our bolster in, our cushions, our blocks, our supports. And we can let the arms just rest down, which is a bit deeper on the hip stretch, but